Welcome back to Eyes on the Unseen, where we dive into the mysteries that blur myth and reality. Today, we're plunging into the ocean's depths to reveal 7 legendary sea creatures once dismissed as folklore, until science proved them real. For centuries, sailors returned with tales so bizarre they were laughed off as superstition. But what if some of those monsters are swimming in our oceans right now? From shape-shifting cephalopods to singing whales, let's uncover the shocking truth behind 7 mythical sea creatures that turned out to be absolutely real. Our journey begins where ancient maps warned, "Here be dragons," and where science is only just beginning to shine a light. The kraken, an island-sized beast with arms that could drag ships into the abyss. For centuries, pure fiction, but the ocean had already created such a creature, the giant squid Architeuthis ducks. For ages, it was known only from fragments, tentacles in whale stomachs, carcasses washed ashore, glimpses in fishing nets. The myth grew, but the animal remained a mystery. The real challenge, seeing it alive in its world, 1,000 feet below the surface. In 2012, after countless hours of searching, cameras finally captured a giant squid in the deep. Not a monster, but a cautious, intelligent predator, its dinner plate-sized eye staring back at us. The giant squid can reach over 40 feet, with tentacles lined with hundreds of suckers, each ringed with sharp teeth. It does battle with sperm whales. Scars on whales' skin tell of these titanic struggles. Imagine a whale diving into darkness, hunting the squid, and the squid fighting back, arms wrapped around the whale's head. The giant squid is no mindless beast. It has a complex brain, can change color, and is a master of camouflage. So when sailors spoke of monsters pulling ships under, they weren't just spinning yarns. A large squid could easily have latched onto a wooden hull, terrifying the crew. The kraken was real, just waiting in the darkness for us to find it. The reality is more astonishing than the legend, a true giant, perfectly adapted to the deep. The ocean's secrets are stranger than any myth. The giant squid is proof that monsters do exist, just not always as we imagined. Sometimes the truth is even more incredible, and the abyss still holds secrets we've yet to discover. The mermaid, a half-human, half-fish enchantress, appears in folklore worldwide. But the truth behind the myth lies with the gentle dugong and manatee, known as sea cows. These slow-moving mammals graze on seagrass in warm, shallow waters. To a lonely, exhausted sailor, a dugong's rounded head and fluked tail, glimpsed through shimmering heat, could look eerily human. A mother dugong cradling her calf might be mistaken for a mermaid's embrace. Even Columbus described seeing mermaids that were not so beautiful, almost certainly manatees. Their forelimbs resemble human hands, and their skin glistens in the sun. Their plaintive calls, though not a siren's song, add to the illusion. The mermaid myth is about human perception, our brains seeing patterns in the unfamiliar. Sailors weren't lying, they were interpreting strange animals through the lens of longing and imagination. The legend of the mermaid is a testament to our need to find ourselves in the unknown. The ocean didn't give us mermaids, but it gave us Sirenians, and our minds did the rest. Next time you see a mermaid, remember the gentle dugong and the weary sailor. The myth is a mirror, reflecting our hopes and fears onto the sea. Sometimes the most magical creatures are the ones that actually exist. The real wonder is how myth and reality blend in the minds of those who first saw the sea cow. The line between legend and life is thinner than we think. The Leviathan, ancient texts describe it as a sea serpent of terrifying power, a symbol of chaos. But the real Leviathan still swims today, the sperm whale, the largest toothed predator on Earth. A bull sperm whale can reach 60 feet and 40 tons with a colossal head and the largest brain of any animal. It hunts giant squid in the abyss, a true giant of the deep. Imagine ancient mariners in small boats encountering this behemoth, its massive head breaking the surface a thunderous blow. No wonder they saw a monster. The fossil record reveals an even more fearsome ancestor, Leviathan melvillei, a prehistoric whale with 14-inch teeth in both jaws, an apex predator that hunted other whales. The myth of Leviathan is a composite sperm whales, blue whales, and ancient giants like Leviathan. Even the blue whale, the largest animal ever, could be mistaken for a living island or sea serpent. When these giants breach the sea, boils a sight worthy of legend. Leviathan is not one creature, but the sum of our awe at the ocean's true giants. These animals aren't monsters, they're products of evolution, but their scale and power inspired myth. The line between legend and reality is blurred by the sheer magnitude of what lives in the deep. The Leviathan is real, just not as we first imagined. Sometimes the truth is even more awe-inspiring than the myth. The giants of the ocean are living legends, and they still rule the deep. The sea monk, a bizarre creature from 16th century texts, described as a fish with a monk's tonsured head and flowing robes. For centuries, it was dismissed as a hoax or satire. But the truth may be stranger. The sea monk was likely a real animal, misinterpreted by a superstitious age. The best candidates? The angel shark or a large ray. Viewed from above, an angel shark's broad fins resemble sleeves, its head rounded and humanoid. A ray, especially if damaged or decomposed, can look eerily face-like, sometimes crafted into Jenny Hannovers to enhance the illusion. Pareidolia, the tendency to see faces in random patterns, played a key role. In a deeply religious society, a strange sea creature was easily seen as a blasphemous parody. The sea monk legend is a powerful example of how culture shapes perception. We see what we expect to see, especially when confronted with the unknown. The real monster was likely just a fish, filtered through fear and imagination. The sea monk reminds us that monsters are often born from misunderstanding. Sometimes the strangest legends have the simplest explanations. The ocean's real creatures are wondrous enough. No myth required. In the end, the sea monk was a mirror for the anxieties of its time. In Homer's Odyssey, Scylla is a multi-headed monster snatching sailors from ships, a symbol of inescapable peril. But the real inspiration may be the giant octopus lurking in Mediterranean caves. Picture an octopus hidden in a rocky crevice, its long arms reaching out to grab prey. An uncanny parallel to the myth. Ancient sailors navigating the Strait of Messina with its treacherous currents could easily mistake a large octopus for a monster. The explosive sound of an octopus expelling water could echo like a bark in a sea cave. The seven-armed octopus, Halophron atlanticus, adds another layer. Its visible arms could be exaggerated into many heads. Octopuses are intelligent, masters of camouflage, and deeply alien. Encounters would be unsettling. The myth of Scylla encoded real dangers. Beware the cliffs, where something could reach out and grab you. The monster was a metaphor for the hazards of the strait, and perhaps for the octopus itself. Homer drew on generations of sailors' experiences, describing a creature with many arms, living in a cave, plucking men from ships. The octopus fits the legend perfectly. The real monster had 8 arms, not 6 heads. Sometimes myth is just a way of naming what we can't explain. The line between legend and biology is as fluid as the sea itself. Scylla was real, just stranger than the myth. The ocean's true horrors are often hiding in plain sight. Cetus, the sea monster of Greek myth, was sent by Poseidon to terrorize Ethiopia, appeased only by the sacrifice of Andromeda. The name lives on in cetacean, the scientific term for whales. The right whale, with its gnarled head and massive size, likely inspired the myth. Surfacing near shore, it would have terrified ancient people. Right whales sail by lifting their tails, and their strange appearance made them perfect models for monsters. The legend may also echo prehistoric giants like Basilosaurus, a serpentine, predatory whale, and the colossal shark Megalodon, which preyed on whales. Whale behaviors, breaching, bubble net feeding, would look like monster attacks to ancient observers. The story of Cetus is rooted in awe and fear of the ocean's largest animals. The Greeks created stories to explain what they saw. Whales cast as monsters. Cetus is the whale, seen through the eyes of myth, its face, its size, its power. The name cetacean is a tribute to this legacy. Every time we use it, we acknowledge the ancient, monstrous reputation of these giants. The real monsters are the whales themselves, wondrous, misunderstood, and still mysterious. Myth and reality swim side by side in the deep. The sea's greatest creatures are legends in their own right. The sirens, mythical beings whose song lured sailors to their doom, may have a real-world source: the haunting songs of whales. Humpback whales produce complex, structured songs that travel for hundreds of miles. Wooden ships would resonate with these low-frequency sounds, making the music feel like it came from the sea itself. Imagine a sailor at night, the ship vibrating with an unearthly melody. No visible source, just a beautiful, eerie sound. In a world without science, it's easy to see why this became a legend of deadly temptation. Whale song can induce awe, fear, even hallucinations, explaining why the siren song was said to drive men mad. The myth's setting, rocky islands, matches whale migration routes where ships could easily wreck. The legend combines real acoustic phenomena with real maritime danger. The songs aren't for us, they're part of whale courtship, evolving over time, a cultural transmission among giants. We're accidental eavesdroppers on a conversation of the deep. Odysseus tying himself to the mast was an early attempt to understand this phenomenon. The siren myth is about the overwhelming beauty and mystery of the ocean. It's not a story about monsters, but about our attempts to make sense of the unknown. The real song of the deep is more powerful than any legend. Sometimes the truth is even more enchanting than the myth. 7 legendary sea monsters, now proven real. From giant squids to singing whales, our oceans are filled with creatures that once fueled myth. The line between legend and reality is a shimmering, unexplored depth. We've explored less than 5% of our oceans. Imagine what's still out there. The eyes of ancient sailors saw more than they knew. Monsters still wait in the darkness. Until next time, keep your eyes on the unseen.